Find out what happens to your water after it goes down the drain on this edition of Irvine Scene. This Saturday morning's walking tour, open to the public, teaches customers about waste and recycled water.
Well, Irvine Ranch Water District loves to welcome in our customers. We do these tours 5 times a year. We teach them what happens to their water once it goes down the drain. In your shower, in your sink, flush your toilet. What happens is it comes here to this Michelson Water Recycling Plant. We clean it up, treat it so that it's safe, and it goes back out into the community for use on irrigation and other uses, just about everything except drinking.
I think the transparency is the most important thing, and I think with transparency comes with the education, because that's one thing we learned about customers is that they really don't understand what's drinking water versus what's not drinking water. So that's what this tour helps do.
The Irvine Ranch Water District was started in 1961, providing drinking water, and has been turning sewer water into recycled water since 1967.
We allow it to go into a large tank, which is basically, you could think of it like a swimming pool. It's called the clarifier. And those solids are just going to settle to the bottom of the tank. Those solids we actually turn into fertilizer and over here at our biosolids plant.
As far as the liquid portion, it continues on to get cleaner and cleaner.
The way that happens is through a biological process with microorganisms that are basically eating the carbon in that matter. So they're basically doing all the work, not our operators that are human beings, these little microorganisms. And then we hit it with the chlorine. We're able to send it out then through the purple pipeline as recycled water.
It is here the color Pantone 240 and 241 was first used by the engineers, and now can be found throughout the world as the universal color to identify recycled water.
I've been here 31 years, and we have been recycling water for that long. So yes, anytime I'm out in the community and I see green grass, I'm always looking for the purple pipe or the purple sprinkler head, because I know that that's recycled water. And I think the takeaway is just that when we can use recycled water, we're not using drinking water. And that's the most important thing in California, because we're a desert.
The plant's operations supervisor is also the tour leader.
We're seeing a lot of organic material and inorganic material. Inorganic materials is like anything that's not biological that cannot get broken down further.
It generally takes about 8 hours for the drop of water to come into the facility, go through each of its stages of treatment, and finally to leave the facility after it's gone through this disinfection process. It's very state-of-the-art. We have all new equipment, and it makes it very easy to operate our process.
As far as where we could see recycled water in addition to golf courses?
For public buildings that have the dual plumbing, they'll have a recycled water plumbing. They could use it for flushing their toilets and urinals. And for landscape use, they're watering the landscape. A lot of public landscapes, giant parks, will use it for watering their lawns.
The facility is also responsible for treating urban runoff, which is a special part of the tour, walking guests through the San Joaquin Marsh.
As the water comes to our marsh, we allow it to naturally settle those nutrients and contaminants out, and then the water heads back off in a much more healthy way.
In all, nearly 50 people joined this community tour.
I think this particular program, it was an educational program, and whoever wants to know a little more about what's going on in Irvine, they should come and see this. You need to know what's needed to keep these beautiful greens that we have in California. It's not the same thing that the water that we drink and the water that they use for irrigation.
To be able to see how they're doing it, how they're maintaining it at a low cost, when you go to other states and other countries, and the cost of water and how they ration it, that we here, we can turn on our spigots. You can have a pool. People are very conscious of that water, as am I. And it's California gold.
In 2023, the Irvine Ranch Water District served nearly 470,000 residential customers. For more on tours, events, and workshops, you can log on to their website. For Irvine Scene, I'm Jacqueline Twegg.